time when you're walking around on any given floor on this building, you tend to notice that there's a lot of vacant offices or cubicles, and unfortunately there's a lot of machines, desktops, laptops, monitors, what have you, that are there but not being utilized, and worse, some, if not most of them, were even powered on. After a while, and seeing that these machines are just sitting there collecting dust, I figured it was time to start an initiative to purge the site and basically clean house from top to bottom. So our facility in downtown Philadelphia has 2 buildings totaling up to 32 floors with roughly 1,200 people, 1,200 employees, which equals a lot of equipment. We really didn't know what we were up against. It could have been just a few things here or there, or it could have been a monster, and it wound up being a monster. The amount of stuff we wound up collecting, we found, was 15 years worth of equipment, weighing roughly 6 tons. The biggest challenge that we faced going into this initiative was how to figure out the logistics. We had to organize between ourselves, our facilities group, and Planet ROI to work together to cycle through and coordinate how to get the equipment from collection to identifying it, to loading it up on the truck, to getting it off to Planet ROI and bringing back the cart so we can start the cycle all over again the very next day. Thankfully, through everyone's efforts, it went off without a hitch. As part of selling it to solicit volunteers, we needed a catchy name. What do we want to call this thing? We came up with e-cycling. It's recycling, but e-cycling. We are recycling electronic equipment. So the way we organized this was we knew going into it that we wouldn't be successful, wouldn't be able to pull this off without the help from our end users. So that meant we needed to wrangle people to volunteer to be our e-cycle champions. Why would an end user in accounting want to help IT? And we figured we'll sell the green aspect, we'll sell the environmental aspect, because it does have environmental impact. And so we sold the green, and that proved to be successful. To get the word out to solicit people to volunteer, we launched an advertising campaign which included using every resource at our means, which is corporate community webpage, email, posters. We had large posters set up in strategic areas throughout the facility, and you could not miss it. So it caught people's eyes, and sure enough, we got people to respond. So once we got people to volunteer, we sold it as, you folks are our e-cycle champions. So we need you to help solicit more participation within your organization, within your departments, in your areas, and help spread the word and get people to go through their desks and just identify equipment that's not being used. The equipment that we collected, most of it was tagged by our e-cycle volunteers. But where they actually got equipment was from stuff that was just sitting around, stuff that was in their desks, items that were actually locked up in a closet and forgotten about. It was just anywhere and everywhere. So driving an initiative like an e-cycling program is one thing, but as far as disposing of the assets, getting a return for it, you definitely want to partner with an asset management vendor. GlaxoSmithKline is a pharmaceutical company. We're an IT organization within a pharmaceutical company. We have no business doing proper disposal of electronic equipment. Well, we've been using Planet ROI for a number of years now, and through our regular day-to-day operational processes, any equipment that we reclaim or is tech refreshed still has value on the street. And through that program, we e-cycle on a bi-weekly basis. The equipment that we collected from the e-cycling initiative, we just assumed was mostly junk. But the fact that Planet ROI is a Microsoft authorized refurbisher proved that it did have value, in fact more value because of that fact. Over the past 2.5 years that we've been working with Planet ROI, the revenue that's been generated back to GSK has been roughly $1.8 million. We receive monthly reports from Planet ROI that tells us exactly, asset by asset, what was collected, the value of it, what was sold, what had no value and sent off to be disposed of properly in an environmentally sound fashion. So we get all the details, and they've been very flexible with the reporting. So anytime we ask for, can you add this, can you take away that, no problem, it's done, and next month it's exactly what we're next report is exactly what we're looking for. An important part of our corporate culture is to be environmentally sound. In fact, GlaxoSmithKline takes climate change very seriously, so our initiative fit in very nicely with that. Whether the machine has value and is cleaned up and sold off to another user or another person, or if it has no value, it's damaged, it's sent off to a third party to break the equipment down and ensure that nothing winds up in a landfill. So we know going into it that there's absolutely zero landfill policy, and all the equipment that we dispose of will not wind up in a third world nation floating down the river. Just for the simple act of turning it off, you're helping the environment. You eliminate or reduce energy consumption, which is a cost savings. You reduce the carbon footprint emissions. Annually, we saved 190,000 kilowatt hours, which amounted to about $21,000 in energy consumption savings, which equated to 143 tons of carbon footprint emissions. So the environmental aspect was just very surprising to us in a positive way. Not only did we receive a lot of positive feedback from our end users asking us when are we going to do this again at other facilities, but the icing on the cake was, and a surprise to us, pleasant surprise, was that we actually were nominated and wound up winning InfoWorld's Green 15 Award for 2009 for our sustainability in IT. It was a great surprise and we were happy to receive it, and everyone at GSK was very excited that we won the award and got a lot of internal press and fanfare.